that show, not even without Steven, has a long history with Letterman. So huge history with entertainment, and Johnny Carson comics getting on Johnny, and that being comedy, like the just like that's Mount Everest, but at the same time it's also the beginning of a long career for a lot of people. So yeah, just like talk about that and how like that's because I imagine that's anxiety. You're talking about anxiety, like that's anxiety inducing, but also like holy shit, this is really cool. So talk about that.
It I mentioned before that stand up was on late night was a big catalyst for me. I got very lucky, and when I got to do it, it was incredible. It's still got a special place in my heart. My parents were there, my comedy friends were there, and it's one of the highlights of my life. I got to be at the Ed Sullivan Theater. Letterman stand up is what made me want to be one. That's the stage where Ray Romano, who's one of my heroes, got Everybody Loves Raymond. It's like, it's historic, and you get to, and the Beatles. I mean, they weren't as funny, but but that kind of stuff, and I wish it's incredible, and it's a lot of work that you don't realize, but it's something that we all want. I remember when I moved to the city and I realized you could run around and do multiple spots in one night. That blew my mind. But then when I saw somebody that had a late night coming up, they were running from spot to spot doing a late night set. And when I saw that, I was like, well, that's the dream. As much as the late night's the dream, I want to be the person that's running around from bar show to club show, running their late night they're going to do next week. Like, that was cool to me.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing experience. I want to do as many more. I would like to do them all the time, as we all would. But I don't know if that's answering the question. I think that was me just rambling on how much it was cool. But yeah,
that no, dude. I mean, I was just saying, like, because part of like that's exactly what I wanted, because it was like it's the moment and you feel that euphoria or of like living that experience. Yeah, because again, like I told you, like I mean, it's not as huge as it once was. Comics will say that, but like again, like. Yeah, I remember watching Gary Shandling's documentary, or Judd Apatow's documentary on Gary Shandling, and Gary Shandling crying in Bob Saget's arms going, what the hell am I going to do now? Because that was Mount Everest for him. And so it's not just anybody who gets that moment, to have that moment, it's awe-inspiring. And like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Shandling is a huge one for me as well. He's like a top guy for me. And that is how it feels. I luckily I surrounded myself with family and friends, so it makes it easy. But there is a what now feeling when you and attaching happiness to getting late night was a mistake that I think we all make. But it is, and it doesn't do as much, but it's still, when a show is willing to, I just realized I'm wearing the shirt, but
I saw that earlier. That's hilarious. I was like, hell yeah.
I didn't even realize until just now, but when the show they're putting the stamp on you, they're you have a credit that you can say that people know. When it's on the poster, people know. It's a tool. It's a badge, and when you can get any badge, whether it's I've been messaging this show for months, and they finally are giving me a spot, or oh, a comedian I really respect said good set to me. Those are all badges, but obviously this one is it has a lot of stuff attached to it, and I'm very honored. But it keeps you going is is the best way of putting it.
I mean, when I feel like I've met you when I always heard your name, but I always feel like I met you at a mic somewhere. I said the same thing about Eagle Wit, and I did meet him before, but they're on, that when you're introduced, you say like, hey, this guy's from Colbert. You seen him on Colbert. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. That's a badge of honor. That's a credit. I mean, so after that, I've heard late night TV from a comic who's been on late night TV. So I'm not just judging here. He told me when he got on that show, he got off and said, yo, it's like, it's a do nothing for you club. But I mean, so what, talk about like, I'm sure you got spots at clubs because of it. I mean, like, or opportunities. So talk about that. Like, it still has some weight, I would imagine.
It has some weight. You know what it does? It gets you passed at every bar show in any city ever. Cool. And that's how I feel. It's unfortunate that somebody thinks that it does nothing. Because if you're expecting Adam Sandler to call you the next day, then you're going to be upset.
Sure.
But if you're my thinking of any credit I am fighting for or am lucky to get, I always envision planting a flag. It's like, hey, everybody, I am here and I'm not going anywhere.